The academia looks too beautiful for what it actually does.
What should I do now? If only Cyno was still around.
Someone missing Cyno? Huh.
Excuse us. Has something happened?
The echo is so harsh here.
Oh, I appreciate the concern, but who are you?
We also happen to know Cyno, so...
Ah, friends of Cyno! Well, I suppose it's not a secret or anything. Since you two are interested, I'll just lay it out for you. My name is Nabil. I'm a Matra in the academia. A case involving the smuggling of canned knowledge has come to our attention recently, but unfortunately, we don't have the people to handle it at the moment.
Are we gonna work for the academia? I don't like that thought. But he sounds nice. I don't know. He's a Matra. We're also involved in the smuggling of canned knowledge, so I probably should be careful.
Huh? You mean the academia is short on Matra right now?
Yeah, maybe they shouldn't fire them.
Well, not exactly. I suppose the main problem is that the case suddenly came up after General Mahamatra Cyno left to go somewhere. It would be a real headache for us to tackle the case ourselves. Given the large scope of the issue, we talked things over internally and decided that we should find further assistance from outside the Matra.
Oh, sorry, but why are they not why aren't they not using sound dampening, some sound dampening system inside of that building? Like, no, sorry, but that's a big no-no for a building. Sorry.
If you two have some time, would you lend us your strength?
Have by my finger pistol. I love when she does that. It's so cute.
Alright, since you asked so nicely, we'll help.
Do you have any further intel regarding this case? Is it maybe... is it about the ones that we bought? That
Yes,
would be bad.
large amounts of canned knowledge from unknown origins have been appearing on the market recently. We suspect there's a secret route being used to move the capsules.
Okay.
According to some research, using large amounts of canned knowledge could lead to some serious consequences. And unfortunately, most people have yet to realize that.
Is that something you guys just tell in order to prevent people from using them, or is that actually true?
Rumors
I don't
also
trust these
have it
guys.
that
That's a
some
big problem for this
particularly
quest.
dangerous canned knowledge has made its way into the market. Regardless of whether the rumors are true or not, this case calls for urgent action.
Oh, you're talking about the divine one, right?
According to our current leads, it's highly likely that there are dealers selling canned knowledge outside the city, even as we speak. If you two could, please help us investigate the area.
Yeah, so, I might have my... I might have a contact. Probably shouldn't tell them about Dori, though. Even though she has perfect singing, they should probably visit an orchestra or something. But, yeah, I don't think I can tell them about her.
You can count on us! Let's go!
Look for clues outside of the city. Wait, I have a clue with me, actually. Are you looking for her?
Closed-door research projects are a complete waste
No?
of money.
How's the case coming? Any progress?
Apparently he's not interested in like, the biggest dealer here, but okay, fine. Oh!
Huh? It's Cyno!
What's he doing here?
What are you doing here?
You just ratted out a poor little child to the Matra. Dori is not a child. I'm pretty sure she's old enough. Isn't she like, that's a new term for me, but I've heard she's a lolly baba, which is basically an adult lolly or something. But anyways, Cyno, what the hell are you doing?
Ah, it's you two. I knew I sensed a familiar presence. I'm currently in the middle of an investigation here. We'll have to chat some other time.
Does that mean you're working on the same case?
There's been a recent case of canned knowledge smuggling. It seems that the smugglers are following an elaborate and dangerous scheme. I just happened to acquire some intel which led me here.
I wonder if he knows about Dori.
Hey, what do you know? We're also here to investigate that.
I see. Well, the situation might be more problematic than you anticipated. I've already questioned several people, but gained very little information.
It's a bit off topic, but as much as I love Cyno's design, even though he has a certain, well, doesn't matter. He feels a bit out of place if he's not in the desert, right? Is that just me? Like, there are probably mosquitoes everywhere. He's probably gonna get get bruises everywhere from thorns and stuff. In the desert, that looks fine, but here it kind of looks out of place. I don't know.
Long story short, I was able to learn of the secret location where the canned knowledge is being sold. You're welcome to accompany me if you're interested.
Is it a certain harbor with a certain small child selling the stuff?
Whoa, that sounds pretty complicated. But having Cyno around will definitely make things easier. Alright, let's go round up those bad guys.
Paimon, you really can't call them the bad guys. You know, we are also customers of canned knowledge, you know? If he ever finds out we're dead.
Is this all you got? Seems even less than last time.
Honestly, maybe it's just me, but like the whole canned knowledge stuff, especially when they put it in crates and it sparkles like that, it just looks like drugs.
What difference does it make? If you see something you like, buy it. If not, then keep walking.
They've been cracking down on us lately, so we don't have much on hand. If you see something that catches your eye, then now's your chance. There's no telling when we'll have more.
What does the academia think they're doing? All right, I'll take these here. Let me see what else you have. I don't see any real gems in this batch. It's all pretty ordinary stuff. Whatever, how much do I owe you?
150K. Show us the Mora, and you'll get the goods.
Put the Mora down and your hands up.
Ooh, badass.
It hit Cyno! When's he ever gonna let up?
Hey, forget the goods! Let's split!
But don't forget the Mora!
God, why is Cyno not doing anything? Look how much time he's wasting. We could have chopped his head off at that point. What are you doing? Look at it. The cloud is faster than you. What are you doing, sir? Why are you waiting? What are you waiting for? This pace the sun is going down before you're done. Move. Well, he really doesn't seem to be in a hurry. Not even sure what he's doing. That looks kind of odd.
Dun dun! Not so fast! You can't escape with Paimon on the case!
What is this? He's got backup now? Doesn't everyone say Cyno works alone? I don't like the looks of this. Either way, it's gonna be a tough fight. Any ideas?
It's not gonna be a tough fight. Well, for you it's gonna be a tough fight, yeah, but...
It's over.
Yeah.
It's not like we're making a big cut anyway.
This guy is
I'm
smart.
not losing my life here.
Respectable.
Huh? Did they really just give up like that?
What did you expect, Paimon? That's like the only sensible decision.
Just like the others I've caught. They're not deep in the circle, just dealers at the bottom of the chain. All right, I have one question and one question only. Where did you get this canned knowledge?
The pickup location is different every time. The boss tells us where it's gonna be and that's it. We don't get a say in it. He sends someone every 5 days to bring us the goods.
And when is the next batch coming?
I don't know.
He's telling the truth. Honest. Normally, we should have received a shipment 3 days ago, but we didn't get anything. The stock we have right now is from 8 days ago, which is why there isn't much left.
Cyno wasn't kidding when he said intel was hard to come by. Yeah, that's a cartel system, right? You're not just gonna get like to a drug dealer and get the phone number of the cartel boss, right? So that was not really unexpected.
I know exactly why they didn't receive their last batch. 3 days ago is exactly when I started my investigation. I suspect who's ever running this whole thing knew that I was coming. So they cut all contact with these dealers. When you were trying to escape, you said something about me working alone. Where did you hear that from?
Are you kidding? We've known your name since day one in this business. The boss warned us to watch out and even gave us info about you. But here we are. I guess we never stood a chance.
They already knew all about me and were trying to avoid being detected from the very beginning. These small fries are the only ones they leave out in the open. And no matter how many we catch, it won't further our investigation. If only we had another lead. Like a merchant who sells large amounts of canned knowledge.
Huh? Oh, you mean someone like nothing?
Paimon, sometimes it's better to stay quiet.
Do you have a potential suspect? You'd better bring them to me for judgment.
Whoa! Judgment?
That's right. I won't turn a blind eye on any dangerous suspect.
She's not dangerous, she just... You know, the singing career didn't work out, so what other choices did she have?
Oh! Sounds like we shouldn't ever let Cyno meet Dori.
Yeah, well, we don't know any merchants, no.
I see. Anyway,
I thought he's good
I'll
at
think of a way
spotting
to
lies,
deal
right?
with these two and then continue gathering information.
You're the one to say that you literally ratted Dory out just now. Not to him, you know? He's dangerous. He's the danger. He's the one who knocks, you know?
If you manage to learn anything, you can find me at Caravan Rebot.
Alright.
And as for you, I don't ever want to catch you buying canned knowledge again. If you possess any unused knowledge capsules, then you should submit them to the authorities immediately.
Okay, I got it. Just keep your nose out of my business.
What position is he in so that he can speak like that? He is being really nice to them right now, saying, return your stock and be fine. And he's just like, okay, I will do it, but then never get involved in my business again because I'm doing it again. What the hell?
Hey! What's with the attitude, mister?
What, you got a problem with that too? Listen, buying canned knowledge is a deal between two people, the buyer and the seller. We don't need people like you butting in on our business here. Think about it. If the academia is hoarding something as convenient and useful like canned knowledge, then they must have been planning only to use it for themselves. Am I right?
You do have a point. I don't like the academia either. I see where you're coming from. But law is the law, right? So for now you gotta respect that.
The academia has clearly published the potential dangers of canned knowledge. I don't like having to repeat things. And besides, I'm sure you wouldn't listen anyway.
Maybe. I trust Cyno more than them, but I'm still not sure if there are really any side effects.
I just hope you understand that your actions are what fuels the smuggling of canned knowledge. If I ever catch you again, I will personally see to it that you are punished. All right, Traveler. I need to go now.
Ha! You think you can scare me?
Does he not know Cyno?
Traveler, why don't we go talk to Dori? She's got loads of connections and might be able to tell us something about all this.
Paimon, you think we should ask Dory to rat out some other dealer? Huh? No, she's not gonna do that.
If Paimon remembers correctly, she's usually at the Palace of Alcazar's. Let's go!
What is Dory doing down there all alone? Let's be smart about this. And take, like, a picture. So that we have, like, maybe if she's doing something illegal, then we have something against her in our hands. Damn, this entire place is Dory's. I don't think this is hers, right? It's her home? She's not... Oh, okay. Well, I missed that one. Well, I'm sorry about that, Dory.
I see, I see. So that's the latest scoop. Good thing you didn't rat me out. Otherwise, who knows where I'd have to be hiding to avoid attention.
Oh, well, I guess you owe us. You could look at it like that. Do you know who's smuggling the can knowledge?
No idea. Sorry. I've already cashed out of the can knowledge business.
Really? That quickly?
Huh? You mean you stopped selling it? That's right. With so much canned knowledge flooding the market, it was becoming impossible to fetch decent prices anymore. Besides, it seems that group of smugglers has practically taken over the market. It's a little rule of mine to never fight for a share of someone else's market. If I'm gonna make Mora, it's gonna be the lion's share.
Okay, so you're the monopoly woman. Interesting. No, psh, Chad, psh, don't tell her. I don't know why you guys insist so much on telling the people, but they're secrets. Secrets need to be kept.
Plus, with regulations getting as tight as they are now, I figured I might as well just hang it up. Aw, sounds like we came all this way for nothing. Well, not completely. Granted, I don't know who's behind all the smuggling activity, but since you didn't sell me out, I'll let you in on what I do know.
Thank you, that's very kind. Now what's the price?
After all, those smugglers have really crossed the line, butting their way into the market like that. I hope their luck runs out soon so that I can take over. I mean, so that the industry can become more fairly regulated. Hey, you just want to make more business for yourself.
What do you expect, Paimon? Selling canned knowledge really that lucrative?
Don't underestimate its value. Think about it. You can gain all sorts of knowledge while bypassing the troublesome process of studying. Naturally, that makes it a product worth a high price.
To be honest, I would also be in the market for that, so... okay, fair.
Of course, not everyone needs that kind of knowledge, but in a market as big as Sumeru, there is plenty of demand. Plus, the cost of production is relatively low, so even if dealers have to cover transportation costs, there's still an enormous profit to be made. Then why does the academia prohibit selling canned knowledge? Being able to gain complex knowledge and become a scholar with the snap of your fingers does sound like a dream, doesn't it?
And it does, I just don't get why... Like, they're putting all the canned knowledge into the Akasha, right? I don't get why you just won't make it publicly accessible. But I guess that would not work for the academia because their superiority complex would be hurt by that. Considering why she wants to earn all the Mora, she can have all the Mora she needs. I do not know why she actually needs all the Mora. I just think she likes the profit.
But everything in the world comes at a price, right? Gaining knowledge is a complicated process. It requires learning, thinking, and practice. Even when it comes to my own business, I have to go through a lot of preparation before I put anything out for sale.
And that basically concludes into the good old saying of time is money. So, yeah, it's basically is an investment to buy knowledge instead of acquiring it, right?
But with canned knowledge, one may simply skip all the hassle and get whatever they need to know immediately. That inherently leads to at least two potential problems. First, you'll accept the knowledge as factual without a second thought, and you'll find it very hard to forget. This means that if the knowledge is flawed, then it'll be very difficult to correct.
Ooh, okay, so it does have some problems then. Huh.
And second, excess use of knowledge capsules over an extended time diminishes your ability to think. You'll end up becoming like a library that can only store knowledge. Oh, that does sound pretty dangerous. Traveler, you used canned knowledge before. Did you feel any negative effects?
No, I still feel like I have plot armor as usual.
Of course, using it sparingly is not an issue, which is exactly why I used to sell it. It's just like how medicine can be used to cure diseases, but can also do harm when overused. It all comes down to balancing the right amount. Anyway, back to the point. There'll be consequences if the sale of canned knowledge by those smugglers is left unchecked. And what's worse, you're playing right into their hands by focusing only on the canned knowledge that's made its way into the market. As far as I know, their real purpose is to distribute information about the Court of Desolation. That's where the real business opportunity is.
The Court of Desolation? What's that?
Rumor has it that it's a site of ruins from the age of the Scarlet King. It's said that with the treasures inside, one can see beyond life and death. But any research of the ruins is strictly banned by the academia.
Of course.
Word on the street is that there'll be an auction taking place in the desert. They're auctioning rare canned knowledge, some of which is related to the Court of Desolation. Once I heard about the auction, I began to suspect that all the canned knowledge popping up on the market is just a diversion. I'd wager that their real target is the Court of Desolation.
What's the purpose of that auction, though?
Because studying those ruins is not just a simple matter. It requires knowledge spanning several fields. So, if they're aiming to quickly assemble a research team, canned knowledge would be the best solution.
Okay.
As for the auction, chances are they're trying to attract and scout out anyone with interest or expertise on the subject. On the other hand, no one can say for sure that they will ever succeed in finding the Court of Desolation. So, they might as well just make a fortune while they're at it by hyping up the related canned knowledge at the auction.
Sounds to Paimon like we better head to the desert and see the auction. Who knows, we might find some leads there.
Yeah, let's just go through Caravan Ribat and meet up with Cyno again. Perfect, right?
That's right. And now that I've shared all that valuable info with you, it's time to introduce our limited edition desert travel kit. It comes complete with a map straight to the auction location.
Why isn't this surprising?
As I said, I also have to make preparations before I sell things, right? Now, let me consider how much I should sell this for. I've got it! 500,000 mora per kit! That's quite the bargain. We'll even offer a 50% discount for little Paimon's travel kit. Only 250,000 mora.
You know, she had me for a second. I was about to say, okay, why don't we just buy Paimon's kit, you know? So that we only pay 50%, but we don't need it at all.
What? That's super expensive!
No need to worry, little one. Cyno's the one heading this investigation, isn't he? I'll be sure to bill all the expenses to him.
Oh, perfect. We'll take 10.
All you'll need to do is tell him to go to the Merchants Guild and pay the bill once the mission is completed. Just, be sure to not send him directly here, though, okay? That would leave me completely in the open. I'm sure the former General Mahamatra of the Academia would never leave any debt unpaid. Oh, the Mora. I can see it already. Loads of shiny Mora coming Dori's way.
You know, like, apparently she has a reason for wanting the Mora, but to me it's just sounds like she gets off of Mora, so I don't know. It's a weird kink, but, you know, her business, I guess, literally and figuratively.
We'd better get going. If Dori keeps at it, we'll be out of Mora.
I really wouldn't recommend going.
Hello, Cyno, what you reading? Young people overthink everything these days. Hadn't it been for Great Lord Rukadavata, we Aru villagers would have long been skeletons under the ruins of the temples. There were someone say that King Deshret might come back to life, even that Great Lord Rukadavata never came back after all these years. Let alone King Deshret. Better get our own work now. Better get to our work now. Can't afford to live with these few supplies delivered to Aru village every month. So that's what you're reading?
Cyno! We got news for you. What the smugglers are really after is a chance to research the Court of Desolation. They are hosting an auction in the desert to sell canned knowledge about those ruins.
The Court of Desolation.
Oh yeah, and you also owe us a few million more, but focus on the Court of Desolation for now.
I won't ask how you came by this intel, but is it reliable?
Yeah, and expensive.
We
Should be.
also heard that the Court of Desolation contains treasures from the time of the Scarlet King. Is that true?
Partially. It was a secret place built by a dark sect from the age of the Scarlet King. The ruins do contain treasures, but the place is also rife with unknown dangers. According to past research, one must forfeit their life as the price of entering.
Oh, that's a pretty high
They are not
price.
some ordinary ruins, so the Academia has strictly prohibited any related research. However, if they are using the canned knowledge as a way to move information and recruit researchers, then I suppose your conclusion does hold some validity. Regardless, we need to go into the desert.
Are there many people trying to study the Court of Desolation?
Less in recent years, but there are always those who attempt to do so, both inside and outside the Academia.
Ooh, is a bed on sale? That looks good. Sorry, got that. Go. Yeah, continue.
After all, legends claim that whoever obtains the treasures inside can see beyond life and death, or even resurrect the dead.
Also themselves?
Death is often the greatest grievance for many people. Though they're fully aware that the chance of these rumors being true are slim, they hold tight to such fantasies and pursue them regardless. That's why some continue to research it, regardless of it being a restricted subject. On top of that, it's hard to track the source of information contained in canned knowledge.
It sounds a bit like fanatics, right?
Do you know where the auction is taking place?
We do.
Good. We'll go investigate. But before that, we'll have to get rid of these people tailing us.
Ooh.
Huh? People tailing us?
We'll just teleport. Should be fine, I guess.
That's right. Let's begin to leave town and see what happens. I'm sure they'll reveal themselves as soon as we make a move. Don't worry. I'll make short work of them.
I'm sure about that.
That's Cyno for ya. But we can lend a hand too, you know.
Hold it right there. Heading to the desert, are we? I would think twice if I were you.
Those are Eremites. Oh, wait, did the quest take place before or after the Archon quest? Because if it took place after it, then I don't get why the Eremites are attacking us.
Huh? Who are you?
That doesn't matter. All you need to know is that someone wishes to inform you that it's not too late to turn back. You must be Cyno. I've heard a lot about you. You've got quite a reputation. But this time you're in over your head. Unless you turn around right now, I'm afraid that even you won't return unscathed. And as for you two, why bother sticking your noses in trouble that doesn't even concern you?
Because we're here to help Cyno.
That's right! We won't just sit back and do nothing!
Ha! Have you really thought it through? You're not just doing this for recognition, are you, Cyno?
No. Oh wait, oh well, I'm not sure about Cyno, but we aren't.
My employer said that he's willing to compromise as long as you just walk away. He could, for example, reduce the amount of canned knowledge on the market. I'm sure that would help your investigation appear to be successful enough.
That's not the goal.
On top of that, he's willing to give you a cut of the profit. So you see, you get both Mora and a boost to your reputation.
Wow.
I can't think of a reason why you would pass that up.
I'm not sure if there's a lawyer here in the audience right now, but I can already count at least 3 crimes. Distribution of illegal objects, resources, whatever, drugs, whatever. Bribery. And...
Is that so? Well, I can't think of a reason why I'd accept. I've heard enough. Get out of my way.
Sorry, no can do. We're getting paid to ensure you disappear. Since you won't turn back willingly, then we're gonna have to make you go back.
Why are people so stupid and expect that they can defeat Cyno all the time? What? You guys are one-star characters. You're NPCs.
Nowhere to run!
Gonna get slaughtered. Check.
This doesn't change anything. You're in over your head, Cyno. There will be others coming for you. You'll regret it. Let's get out of here.
How are they still standing? Should we follow them or something?
No need. Even if we apprehend them, there'll be little information to gain. Besides, it might also be a trap. I apologize for bringing you into this dangerous mess. Just being associated with me will inevitably cause you to become targets as well.
Come on, you managed to kill them off yourself, and we didn't even help, so we're safe.
You should be careful from now on. Sleep with one eye open.
Will do.
Wait, hold on. There's no way anyone could sleep without closing their eyes.
Don't say that, Paimon. There are people with crazy abilities.
You'd be surprised. Anyway, just be careful. Mercenaries are never quick to forget. In their line of work, even a single failure is bad for reputation. They may even stay hidden in some dark corner for a very long time, waiting for the right moment to ambush you.
Sounds like you
They'll do
experienced
anything
that
to keep their
before.
prestige intact.
Yeah, have you encountered something like that before?
Yes. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was carrying out a mission with one of my superiors. I didn't have much experience at the time, and I let my guard down after we had closed the case. We ended up being attacked by the remainder of the mercenaries. My superior was injured while protecting me, and we struggled to gain control of the situation.
Okay, but no one died.
I've become more vigilant
that's
ever
fine.
since,
Happens.
staying alert even while I sleep.
Whoa, who could have seen that coming? Was he okay?
He survived with a fractured wrist.
Good.
It took 2 months for him to recover. But luckily, there weren't any further complications. Last year, he transferred to an administrative role for personal reasons, and no longer participates in live missions. His name is Taj Radkani, a very well-respected Matra. You'll have the chance to meet him someday.
Was that the guy that we met in the beginning? No, or was he?
Anyway, our mission will be dangerous. I'm already used to such grueling conditions, but I don't want to see you two get hurt.
We got plot armor, and Paimon is not gonna get hurt anyways because she's not involved in a battle. Don't worry.
Don't worry, Paimon will stay alert. We'll see danger coming a mile away.
Yeah, we'll do our best, and, you know, we had our own situations that were a bit crazy. Just saying, like, a god was trying to slaughter us with a freaking enormous blade, jumping from a different dimension through a portal at us. So that was pretty close. Yeah, we had our situations.
Good. Don't worry. It won't be long till we're at the bottom of this. And once this is all over, I'll sweep away any other hidden dangers.
He's very thorough. He's more like Gus Fring instead of Walter White, now that I think about it. Or maybe he's Mike. Oh, now it's daytime again. It's all over the place.
If only there was some shape for us to cool off under.
Maybe we should take a break.
We still have a long way to go, so you'll need to hang in there for a while longer. This is not a good place to rest anyway.
Okay. But don't you feel hot too, Cyno?
Of course, but I'm accustomed to these conditions.
Care to share any tips? Paimon's about to melt away.
Oh, Paimon, I know you're a bit needy sometimes, but I would be willing to give you some dango milk for once, if that's refreshing for you.
Just try to stay focused. Use your willpower to support your mind. The moment you start to give in is when you'll feel more tired. Take one step after another. Don't let your mind perceive your body's limitations. We must get somewhere safe before we can relax.
That's why you shouldn't always rest while going on a hike, by the way.
Okay, if you say so. But where would be a more safe place to rest? Paimon thinks this is a perfectly safe place to stop. Just look around. It's just sand and desert. There aren't any monsters for miles around. Whoa! Where did these scorpions come from?
Paimon, first of all, yeah, it's not a safe place. And maybe if you wouldn't do like tricks in the air, you would have a lot of energy left.
Watch out. Something's not right about them.
Why can't we just leave? Okay, so what are we gonna do with you guys? Oh, I love how they're also creating trails in the sand. Come here. Come here. They're even creating trails in the sand with their claws, right? That looks cool. Meow. Why does it look like their trails last longer than ours? I love such physics. Well, it's not really physics, it's just like a texture, but
Beg for
really
mercy.
cool.
Vengeance will be mine.
Oh, the lighting is all over this place. It's just not normal. The old was kind of wasted now that I think about it.
Well, Paimon really didn't expect to see those here.
Carrying Paimon would be cute. It would. But also, Paimon's gotta learn to take her own responsibility, and we can't just carry her around all the time. Even though she's been kinda nice as of late.
Those weren't just normal scorpions. See? There are marked numbers on their pincers. They were raised by someone.
Is that like a weaponized scorpion? That's crazy.
Someone doesn't want us to show up at the auction. These scorpions were sent to keep us away. We are surrounded by desert as far as the eye can see. If we were killed out here, nobody would ever know.
This place is super dangerous. Good thing we didn't let our guard down.
Something's not right. There are no roads in the desert, so how could they know where we are?
Trails in the sand? Are you looking at me?
Stay still.
Did they put a tracker on me?
Here's the answer. They must have planted this on you.
Why do those things even exist in this game?
Huh? What is it?
A miniature tracking device made by the Ksharawar. They can use this to discern your approximate location. But this device wasn't licensed for mass production. Where did they get it? Could someone from the Ksharawar also be involved? But that doesn't seem right.
I guess they also have like a global positioning system in the orbit of the Earth, like a bunch of satellites. They are Genshin is high tech. They just don't want to tell us that. Randomly finding out about the existence of tracking devices.
Whoa! Paimon never knew that kind of thing even existed. Why would it be on her?
They probably planted it on the Traveler during our fight with the mercenaries earlier.
Oh, well, I'm sorry though.
It was a frantic fight. It's only natural you didn't notice the device.
Well, good thing you were able to find it, Cyno. Now let's get rid of it.
No. Hold on to it for now. It might still be useful for us.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Maybe like planted somewhere where it would like maybe put it on a carriage or something, so it would still look like we're moving.
Let's keep heading to the auction. It would be dangerous to linger here any longer.
They have trackers but no phones. Yeah, where are they even reading the data? Oh, that's a corpse, right? Give me a corpse. Genshin's high tech when the plot requires, yeah. Ooh, I see a bunch of kind knowledge. How did that escape my eyes? This must be a trap. They wouldn't leave that, like, just lying around, right?
Yeah, not a single soul. Maybe they're on break right now or something.
Unlikely.
We didn't waste any time getting here after we defeated those mercenaries. They shouldn't have been able to give any warning of our arrival. But even so, they still knew we were coming. Someone here must have been watching the tracker and warned everyone to clear out.
Aw, what should we do now?
We searched the area. They couldn't have moved all the knowledge capsules so quickly. There might still be something left for us to find.
What is that little thing doing? Are you just... Okay, you're just passing through? Fine, okay.
Alright, let's take a good look around the area.
I thought it's gonna take something. Oh well. So, which ones of those are good knowledge capsules? They all seem equally bright. Scattered footprints have not completely been buried by the wind and sand, but it is impossible to speculate on the direction of the merchant's escape from the footprints. The sumpter beast is drinking water leisurely and seems to be completely unaffected. Ordinary canned knowledge seems to have nothing to do with the Court of Desolation. A large amount of canned knowledge has been piled here, enough to fetch an extremely large amount of more at market price. Well, that's not a lot of information for me.
Did you find anything?
Not really.
No, nothing in particular.
Only some average knowledge capsules.
It's possible there weren't many knowledge capsules containing info about the Court of Desolation, so they carried those off. But don't worry. I have another idea. You two start heading back the way we came. I will remain hidden here.
Okay, so we'll keep the tracker then.
Come back and meet me here after some time has passed. I'm sure something will come up by then.
So that's why you wanted me to carry the tracker, huh?
They packed up in a hurry and didn't have time to carry off all their goods. They won't just leave them here. Once they think we've left the premises, they'll be back to pick up their belongings. We just need to make sure the tracker goes far enough from here to make them assume that it's safe to come back.
Oh, Paimon gets it. We'll lure them out because they'll think we've left. Okay, we'll start heading away and leave this place to you.
Yes, and don't worry. If they dare to return, I'll make sure they stay.
Ugh, so tired. We've probably gone far enough now, right?
It should be far enough. I guess they think we're in Aru village now.
Yay. Let's rest for a little while before we go back to find Cyno. It's probably about time for us to head back to the auction. Let's go. Maybe Cyno's finally found some leads.
Alright. I mean, this is like a thing that a lot of people probably hated. Because it feels kinda necessary to like go away from the scene and then return back. And maybe they could have written it some other way, which would have avoided this. But I'm glad that they did that instead of just black screen, you leave and return. Like, I prefer it like that. So let's see if he has someone.
Oh, looks like Cyno caught someone.
He doesn't look that dangerous though.
So you're the bad guy behind all this, aren't ya? Alright, tell Paimon everything you know.
Does he know anything about the smuggling?
I didn't act immediately when he showed up. Rather, I laid low and observed for a while instead. He is not the primary instigator, but he is most likely one of the more important dealers here. Am I right?
Yes, impressive. You certainly live up to your reputation, Cyno. If I had any idea you were still around, I wouldn't have gotten so greedy.
Huh? Greedy? What do you mean mean by that?
Yeah, well, him saving his goods.
Once
right?
everyone knew you were coming, all the canned knowledge dealers abandoned their goods and fled at once. Obviously, there wasn't time to pack up everything. Since all the goods were just left here unsupervised, I thought I'd use the opportunity to come back and take what I could. You know, free merchandise is good business, but...
You must know who's manufacturing and selling the canned knowledge, correct? Will you tell us willingly? Or do I need to make you talk?
Ooh, there's the death stare again.
No, I'll talk. But before that, perhaps we can take the conversation elsewhere?
Why?
If we stay here, chances are that someone will see me with you. That would put both me and my family in danger.
Honestly, I respect that.
All right. Where do you suggest we go?
How about my home in Aru Village? It should be safe there.
Fine. Let's head out. You can throw away the tracker now, traveler.
Oh, we have guests? Hi there.
Hello.
This is my daughter, Simin. She can be a little
wait.
shy of strangers. Why don't you run along now, dear? Dad needs to talk with our guests.
Oh, okay.
Bye-bye.
Everyone knows Cyno in our business, but let me ask, who are you two?
We are the one and only traveler that saved nations all around the world. Glad you don't know us.
Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler.
You know, Paimon, your introduction about you is great if someone doesn't know your name, but it really doesn't tell them anything about who we really are.
To be honest, I really didn't expect to see Cyno, the lone operator, working with any partners. When I saw the tracker start moving away, I assumed you had decided to just go back empty-handed. But even though you caught me, I'd still urge you to stop while you still can. You should abandon this investigation.
Why's that?
Everything from the manufacturing of canned knowledge to the sales and even splitting the profits. Every step of the process involves dozens, if not hundreds of people. Massive profits have brought everyone together in this business.
Right. You know, massive profits are usually connected to massive issues as well. In general, that I think that's generally true. So yeah, I don't really like that argument.
Everyone will try their best to defend this industry that we've worked to build. It will be a long and difficult fight, even for you, Cyno. And even if you manage to win in the end, no one will thank you. If anything, you yourself might even feel remorse. Why are you so bent on putting us out of business?
Everyone has their own reasons for what they do. I don't have to explain mine.
Here's some tea, Dad. And for the guests, too.
Sorry, I just had to laugh because they didn't put a cup for Paimon. Great. Good job, kid.
Right.
Oh no, they actually
I forgot
did.
to
Never
offer tea
mind.
to our guests. Thank you.
Okay, I take everything back. Actually, good job then.
Don't mention it. And, I should tell you that our tea tastes kind of bitter, but I put some sugar in to make it a little tastier.
Cool.
That's my girl. Do we still have any sugar left? If not, I'll buy some more next time.
Yes, we do. Okay. I'm gonna go have a rest now.
Didn't you say that everyone's in it for the massive profits? That sure doesn't seem to be the case for you.
Actually, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. I was hoping to ask you for a favor. My daughter was born with a chronic disease, so she has a relatively weak heart and lungs. Even slightly strenuous exercise can cause her to faint and prove to be a life-threatening risk. That's why she never really had any friends to play with, and why she locks herself up in her room most of the time. She has to take lots of medicine, and it doesn't come cheap.
I see.
As for me, I was just an average merchant. I would wake up early and travel all around to make a profit. But the Mora was still nowhere near enough. I could only watch my daughter's health deteriorate day by day.
Oh, well, but it's a classic story of someone... God, why are we always getting back to Breaking Bad? But, like, that's a classic story of how someone gets into a illegal business, right? They are urgently in need of money to provide for someone. It's unfortunate that that's the case, but that's usually how it goes for a lot of people that actually get into such businesses.
Until one day, someone reached out and showed me a way to really make a profit.
Selling canned knowledge.
That's right. With all the Mora I made, I could finally afford medical treatment for my daughter. Nothing made me happier than seeing her get better. There are many others like me. Smuggling canned knowledge might seem like an unforgivable crime to you, but to us, it's a means of survival. I wanted to tell you all this so that maybe you could understand and change your mind. Please, stay out of this, Cyno. Give us a way to survive.
This is a terrible situation. That just shouldn't be. It just shouldn't be, yeah. In Germany, for example, we have social measures in place that basically enable those people to get medication for no matter for their children or for themselves, no matter if they have the money. So, yeah, but Sumeru, with the academia in power, we have it pretty easy. I know a lot of countries don't have that, but it's exactly those situations that lead to crime. It's true. They're like, what are the main factors for crime? Greed, and I would say, like, that's just my opinion, but probably greed and, well, necessity. That's probably not the best word for it, but out of the pure need of doing it because you have no other choice. What else are you gonna do? Watch your kid die? Desperation. Yeah, desperation is probably the right word. So I don't blame him. When something like this happens, that's the fault of the governmental system, in my opinion. And to be honest, it doesn't surprise me that the Sumeru government fails in that regard. It's not too surprising to me.
Oh no. That means that if we prevent the sale of canned knowledge, his daughter will...
The thing is, we can, no problem, get the money for that kid. But it's not like that's the only person that is in the same situation, right?
I must get to the truth. I can find someone to help treat your child, but I cannot turn a blind eye to the smuggling. These are two completely different issues.
I somehow knew you would say that. But having your word to help my daughter is enough for me. Since you insist on continuing the investigation, you should have a look around the back of my home. You'll find some goods I received just recently. I think everything will become clear to you once you see them.
Yeah, well...
Whoa!
Ooh.
Look at all of this!
What are those blue, purple ones?
Yes, all neatly packed away and organized in boxes. To think that this is only one dealer's worth. Small producers couldn't possibly support such a large quantity of goods. Could the academia have a hand in this? But such a volume of goods wouldn't be able to slip through inspection.
Could the academia have a hand in this? I don't know. I really don't see why. Especially since they are so against knowledge capsules.
Huh? Look! These seem different from the other knowledge capsules we've
They
seen.
look kinda gorgeous.
Maybe they contain knowledge about the Court of Desolation.
To be fair, I would like to have one of them as a desk lamp. Or night lamp.
Yes, that would make sense. Wait, what's this?
Do you know what it is, Cyno?
Yes. It's a Matra seal, indicating that the goods have passed Matra inspection.
Well...
I started to suspect that someone in the academia might be involved when I found the tracker earlier. But how they could ship so much canned knowledge out of the academia was still a mystery. The pieces have now all fallen into place. With this Matra seal, goods can leave the academia without undergoing a second inspection.
Ah, okay, I see. So it's not the academia, it's someone inside of the academia. For once, the academia might not be at fault. Well, somewhat.
No wonder they don't want me to investigate. It turns out that a Matra is behind this. Even I find it hard to believe.
It could be a misunderstanding.
Could I ask you for a favor, Traveler?
Yeah?
Since all this canned knowledge came from the academia, then it's highly likely that the knowledge regarding the Court of Desolation originated from research files stored within the academia. If we can enter the repository, we can find out who accessed these files. But, considering my current status, if I suddenly show up at the academia now, it will only draw unnecessary attention. You'll need to be the one who checks the records.
They're gonna show it to us?
I'll write a letter to Nabil, and he'll take you there.
Okay.
Sure thing. Leave it to us.
I'll also keep working here in the meantime. Although our leads are all currently pointing to someone within the academia, it's obvious that they also have power outside of it. We can get more information on other dealers from Bahari. I'll stay here and make some preparations. You can come find me anytime if you uncover more info.
If you start sniffing around the academia, it won't be long before people catch on to you. And once word gets out, they'll soon be after my daughter and I.
He's really concerned about that.
Don't worry. I'll find them before things escalate that far. But if you still feel uneasy, then why don't you tell me about anyone else you know who was involved? The more information I have, the safer you will be.
All right.
Hello, we meet again.
Hello.
How's the investigation going?
We got a letter from Cyno.
Oh, so you were able to find Cyno after all. I hope he's doing all right.
He's the same as always, and I can't understand why he's not in here anymore because it's so equi.
I read the letter and must admit that I hadn't expected things to be so serious. Sorry. Had I known it would be so dangerous, I never would have gotten you two involved.
We're used to it. Don't worry.
It's all right. We wanted to help Cyno too.
I can tell that he really trusts you. The research files stored away in the restricted repository are far from ordinary. Everything there is essentially about dangerous research that's forbidden by the academia.
Right, there's still no music. What the hell, Genshin? Give me music. That would make it so much less echoey if there were music. Ah.
Even I don't usually have authorization to enter. But with this letter from Cyno, it shouldn't be a problem.
Forbidden research.
That's right. Granted, the academia is very supportive when it comes to research. They encourage scholars to conduct all kinds of studies.
Think you have the music? No, we checked that. We checked it. It's on 7. Right.
However, some forms of research have proven to be so dangerous that the Matra have to step in and put a stop to them. Normally, after some particular research becomes prohibited, the majority of the related files will be destroyed.
It's so much less echoey like that. It's true. That.
But some information may be retained as a record to warn later researchers. Such information is kept in the restricted repository, which is heavily guarded.
Wait, is this in-game? No, I'm playing it.
Follow me. I'll show you. Hopefully, we'll find the answers that Cyno is looking for.
Alright.
The restricted repository. Sounds kinda dangerous. We'd better keep an eye out.
So I would still like to get the audio. Yeah, like music volume. Genshin just denies us the orchestra today. Maybe they don't work on Saturdays.
Okay, I understand. Since Cyno is vouching for you, I suppose we can trust you. You may browse the information regarding the Court of Desolation. Ask me if you have any questions.
Yeah, the orchestra is currently busy preparing the new pieces for the next version, true.
But I'd suggest avoiding any other research files. Sometimes the less you know, the better.
Huh. So this is the restricted repository.
Wait a second.
I never thought I'd see the inside of it. This is a first for both you and me.
It's there. You hear that? The orchestra's back. the in-game music is back. I don't know. Do you also know Cyno?
There are many who do not openly converse with others within the academia. But even so, there are very few who I feel could be trusted with a real secret. Cyno happens to be one of them. Even though he's no longer in the academia, I still trust him. And that goes for anyone he trusts as well. The files are over there. Just make it quick.
Records an account of Harvard researcher being sentenced to what? Being sentenced to prison for deciphering forbidden documents. Huh, well, unfortunate. Okay, reading time. Despite repeated prohibitions, research on the Court of Desolation in the past decade has increased without ceasing. Researchers who study the history of the Court of Desolation mainly go through 3 stages: discovery, investigation, and fanaticism. Hey, that's actually what I called in the beginning, right? The earliest stage of research is the relatively basic discovery phase, which causes little to no harm. The results of their discoveries will show that the treasures related to life and death may be hidden within the Court of Desolation. This is also where the rumor of bringing the dead back to life may begin. Following the initial phase is a prolonged investigation phase. All documentation regarding the location of the Court of Desolation has been vague at best. As a result, the structure itself has never truly been discovered. Many researchers deplete their resources searching in the desert only to find a scant few remaining stone tablets with the words, "Entering the Court of Desolation comes with the price of one's life." Quotes ending. 2 different interpretations of the line have quickly emerged as a result. Some believe that, quote begins, "the price of one's life," quote ends, is the key to entering the Court of Desolation, while others asserted that it was a requirement for the court to appear. Because the Court of Desolation has never been discovered, the latter view gradually became mainstream. As a result, many researchers went in a short period of time, overtaken by their fervent desire to make the Court of Desolation appear. They attempted to sacrifice their lives. Relevant research became increasingly dangerous and was eventually banned. But even after that, many academia scholars secretly continued their research. It was not until 7 scholars, including Murtada Radkani, were arrested, that research into the Court of Desolation entered a period of stagnation once again.
Whoa, there's a lot to read here. Have you found anything yet?
This researcher sounds familiar. I believe it was in the other book, right?
Huh. It reminds Paimon of Cyno's former partner.
Oh, that could also be.
His former partner. That would be Taj Radkani. But you're not far off. Murtada Radkani was Taj's only son.
What? Taj's son went to prison for researching the Court of Desolation?
Why do you sound so surprised? You're Mahamatra, aren't you?
It's just that they arrested him in secret, so it was never publicly known. All I knew was that Taj's son was taken to prison. It's not just me. I bet even Cyno didn't know about it.
Is there any way we could meet Mortada?
No. Unfortunately, there isn't. He took his own life not long after he went to prison.
Okay, Genshin? I thought that's like a no-go topic, actually. Okay. Wow, that's surprising.
You've heard about Taj, right? I know Nabil has. Every Matra knows him. I would say he's probably pushing 50 this year, which makes him one of the most experienced Matra. He is a man of integrity and honesty, and has made countless achievements. His reputation goes back a long way now. He used to be Cyno's only partner. Taj is also skilled with the polearm, so the two of them used to practice together when they weren't out on a mission.
Ah, right. I heard Cyno mention that before. But one day, Taj suddenly decided to retire from active duty and transfer to an administrative position. I wonder if it had anything to do with the Mortada incident.
Taj was already very well known by the time Mortada was born. So when Mortada came to study at the academia, everyone had high expectations of him. He had to face a lot of pressure. Then he had an unpleasant dispute with his father, but they were eventually able to work things out. Not long after they had reconciled, Mortada was caught studying the Court of Desolation, which Taj arrested his son and put him behind bars. He begged for leniency, but Taj wouldn't agree.
Whoa, that's crazy. That eventually led to him killing himself in there? Dude, as a father. Whoa. That's morbid.
Shortly after, Mortada slit his own throat with the pieces of a broken bowl. By the time Taj arrived at the scene, it was already too late. He never had a last chance to see his son.
Oh, that's...
Since then, Taj has been periodically coming to the repository. He'll hold the files from his son's research with a remorseful look on his face. I guess that's why he chose to move to administrative work.
I see.
I had no idea that happened. That must be really hard for Taj. I've never heard him mention that to anyone.
Oh, that's awful. Paimon feels terrible now. Are you okay, Traveler?
I guess I'm fine. So you said Taj comes to the repository?
Wait, don't tell me you're starting to suspect Taj now. Impossible. Taj would never do that. I mean, yes, he does have a big reputation and has access to such research. But this is Taj we're talking about. He would never do anything against regulations. Never.
But if you claim that the canned knowledge was originating from the academia, then Taj is indeed a suspect. Because he was the only one who could have recently gone through research files about the Court of Desolation. There are so many files about those ruins that it would be difficult to restart any research, since the 7 original researchers were put behind bars. It's hard enough just trying to make sense of these files. However, if the files were made into canned knowledge, they could be understood immediately. By doing so, one could restart the research outside the academia without anyone ever noticing.
But even so...
According to the legends, the treasures inside the Court of Desolation could allow someone to see beyond life and death. Or even bring the dead back to life, right?
Okay.
So maybe Taj is trying to bring Mortada back.
So he fell into the same track as his son.
Though I don't really believe Taj would ever try to do something like that. I'm just telling you what I know. It's the job of the Matra to find the truth and track down criminals. Do you have any questions? If not, it'd be best if you would leave now.
Paimon's kinda confused. What should we do from here?
I guess ask somewhere else.
Oh, now that I think about it, Cyno suspected that the canned knowledge was coming from within the academia, right? There's no way so many boxes could ever get through without drawing any attention. Maybe we could try asking people around the gate of the academia and see what we can find.
Yeah, seems like a
Don't
good
worry,
plan.
Taj. I won't let your reputation be tarnished.
Alrighty then, let's go ask around.
Excuse me, have you seen any large shipments of goods leaving the academia recently?
Huh. Well, yes, but isn't that pretty normal? The academia consumes so many resources each day, everything from cooking ingredients, raw materials, even equipment for experiments. It's normal for goods to be coming in and out.
Right, but we're looking for shipments with a Matra seal. Have you seen any like that?
That I'm not too sure of. I normally wouldn't notice whether the goods have any seals or not. Maybe you should ask someone else.
Great, very helpful.
Excuse me, have you seen any large shipments of goods leaving the academia recently?
No, not that I'm aware of. Perhaps you could ask someone else?
Huh? Why does he say no when the other one said yes? I mean, maybe he didn't see it, but... Well, that was super helpful.
Excuse me, have you seen any large shipments of goods leaving the academia recently?
Huh? Why do you ask?
I'm just checking to ensure nothing unusual has happened.
Well, I can't say it's unusual, but I did notice something. There's a Kashar researcher who's been making frequent shipments recently.
Sorry, that word.
Dozen of large boxes each time, if not more.
It just sounds like he's roaring or something. I'm sorry.
When I asked him about it, he said they just contained a bunch of old worn-out machines. The Kashar used to often sell scrap machines to traveling merchants, so I didn't really think anything of it.
I guess that's the criterion for hiring voice actors for Sumeru, is just whether they are able to pronounce certain words.
But he's been making a lot of shipments lately. There weren't ever so many outdated machines before.
And you didn't find that suspicious? Why didn't you report it for inspection?
Well, the boxes were stamped with a Matra seal. Why should I bother? Of course, I did start to wonder about the seal once, thinking that maybe they forged it or something. But you know what happened? A man named Taj came here and told me that he'd already inspected the goods personally and ordered me to leave the researcher alone. I couldn't question his word, could I?
Oh well, that puts more focus on Taj.
Impossible. There must be some sort of mistake. There's no way Taj would ever...
Let's calm down for now.
No, I won't believe it. Taj is an honorable man. Someone must be trying to frame him. Wait, I know another Matra who works with Taj. I can ask him to let us speak with Taj.
Alright, let's try that.
As I've already told you, I don't have any way to contact Taj. A few Eremites showed up looking for Taj yesterday, and he met with them in his office. I was standing outside of the door, and I vaguely heard them say, "Found it." Before I realized it, the door opened, and Taj left with the group of them. I noticed that he had also changed into Eremite attire.
That's really odd.
But Taj didn't come to work today, so I've also started to feel a little concerned about the whole thing. If you'd like to speak with him, maybe you can try visiting his home. He lives just...
A group of Eremites? Could Taj really be the one making all the canned knowledge?
No way. Taj is just like Cyno. They're considered heroes among the Matra. There's no way that he would...
I mean, he does have a motive. Let's go to his home and have a look.
Fine. Looks like there's no other choice.
Hey, don't let it get to you just yet. We'll get to the bottom of this once and for all.
So, this is Taj's place. There doesn't seem to be anyone here.
Well, what should we do then? Do we break in?
No. Wait, the door's unlocked. Did Taj leave in a hurry?
Ooh, I assume
Anyway,
we get some letter?
We're still not sure if he's the real culprit. Probably not a good idea to go in without permission.
I'll do it. There's no other option and I'll do this. Maybe it's what we need to do in order to clear his name?
You're right. Even if we apply for a warrant now, We won't be able to do anything until tomorrow at the earliest. This is an emergency. I just hope Taj doesn't mind.
Enter Taj's home and search around.
What's this?
It's a paper full of names written on it. Oh, and a map. Nabil, can you make any sense of this?
Yes, this is definitely Taj's handwriting. These papers look like records.
The wall between those children came from the power of imagination, for sure.
These are the transactions between Taj and some other people. From the look of the numbers, the scale of this smuggling case is absolutely massive. The whole operation involves more than 300 people, including dozens of celebrities. These are famous scholars, merchants, mercenaries.
Okay.
I have a feeling that Cyno might be unaware of what he's up against. There's no way anyone could face such a large organization on their own.
Well, even so, he won't back down.
You're right, that's just who he is. As for the map, it appears to indicate the location of the Court of Desolation. Let's take it to Cyno and let him decide how to proceed. If Taj really has turned on his honor and committed these terrible acts, then I suspect that he might already be at the Court of Desolation as we speak. I don't want to suspect him, but I also don't know him very well. Maybe Cyno will know what to do.
All right, we'll give these to Cyno and see.
You tell Cyno everything that happened.
Well, Cyno, what do you make of it?
Taj. It's been a while since I last saw him. From what I remember, he is a straight-laced man. Although he would resort to extreme measures from time to time, he would never do anything against his beliefs.
So do you think he's the one behind all this?
I'm still not sure. I cannot imagine how devastating the incident with Mortada was for him. Nor can I deny the possibility that people can change.
True.
Whether it's out of love for his son or for other reasons, we have to see for ourselves to judge him. Or rather, the person he's become.
Yeah, the evidence is stacked up against him, so not looking too good.
That's right. It's clear that he had a hand in this case, yet he made no report of it. There's no doubting that. That's also why I need to see him. I must ask his reasoning and judge him myself. Time is ticking. Let's go.
So this is the Court of Desolation. Are there really any treasures buried here?
Not sure, but there are enemies.
Paimon's kinda nervous. Could it be dangerous?
Don't worry. You'll be safe with me.
Oh no. Don't do the turny thing again. It messed with my head the last time.
Is it just Paimon? Or did that passageway just rotate? It's not gonna start moving again, is it? Either way, we should be careful.
Oh, what is that? Why is it glowing when I stand on it? Eee! Very mysterious.
Taj.
Okay, that really doesn't speak for him.
Cyno. It's been some time since I've seen you last. I trust you are doing well. Seeing that you've made it all the way here, you must be on the cusp of wrapping up your investigation, I presume. Even faster than I expected. Is it because you have some new partners now?
That's right. This case is nearly closed. But the most important answer still eludes me. Was it all your doing? Smuggling the canned knowledge? The research of the Court of Desolation?
Yes, it was me.
Why does he have such a sexy voice?
Then explain why.
That's the difficult part. Let's just say I've changed. I've become a selfish coward who only wants to pursue his own interests.
That doesn't seem right. You don't say that about yourself.
I find that hard to believe.
Oh, really? Way I see it, every person will end up like me sooner or later. When you're young, you press forward, unattached, living solely for the justice in your heart. But as you begin to age, you start to become more cautious. You know many things are wrong, but still turn a blind eye to them. I was the same. I never questioned my actions until Murtada died. I could feel the justice that I once strived to uphold slowly crumbling in my heart. I was completely dedicated to all that I did, but as I grew older, I found myself feeling alone, miserable. Can you imagine what it feels like to not have the will to live, but not be able to die? Murtada was sent to prison by my own hands. I set myself on this painful path. My son hated me till the day he died, and now I must live with that pain and regret.
Yeah, it's certainly a burden, but what are you trying to achieve with that?
I failed him as a father. But now I have a chance to make it right. A chance to reunite with him. The Court of Desolation. Here lies the key to overcoming life and death. The power to even bring the dead back to life.
So, did you already find what you needed here?
See this door behind me? Behind it lies the treasures that I seek.
Looks like a, how you call it, a coffin? An ancient one?
I'm so close, Cyno. If only you hadn't arrived now, I could already have...
Enough conjecture. What has happened is already part of the past. You cannot bring the dead back to life. In the end, the treasures you seek are nothing but myths and legend.
Since you're so sure, why don't you just let me open the door and see then?
No. I sense danger behind that door. There will be dire consequences the moment you open it.
I beg you, as an old partner, can you let me fulfill my last wish just this once? Surely you get it by now. Doing your job without mercy will only drive people away from you. I'm the prime example.
I don't overthink things. If there is only one way for me to defend my principles, then that is the path I will take.
Seems there's no convincing you. All right then. Let's see if your polearm skills have improved at all.
So you're gonna duel it out? Okay. I don't see him winning against Cyno though.
This power is mine.
What the hell?
I will set things right.
Why does he have spirit animals?
Guilty!
You had no chance.
Your strength
Is weak.
You feel it, don't you? I'm stronger than you remember.
Oh, may not.
I gained new power when I entered the Court of Desolation. This is only a taste of it.
It wasn't
Once
really
I
that
open the
great.
door behind me, this power will be complete. Even life and death will have no grip on me.
Uh-oh. We have to stop this guy!
I won't let you open that door.
I wouldn't be so sure. I'm afraid it won't be easy to stop me now that you're injured. Or are you ready to sacrifice your life for this?
I'll do what I have to.
I still remember when we first became partners. You were always charging forward and putting your life on the line, just like now. Even after all this time, you still haven't changed.
Well, he has set his character. And it's a good one. So why change?
You haven't changed either. You left that list of names and map in your house on purpose, didn't you? You wanted me to be able to find you here. All of this was just part of the act you were putting on. What happened just now was also part of your plan. You might have fooled those on the list. But you will not fool me. I had my suspicions from the beginning, but I couldn't be sure until we fought. If he really had changed, your fighting style wouldn't be as it was before.
Huh? What do you mean, Cyno?
He never planned on opening the door. His true intention was...
Am I right when I say he was trying to get slaughtered?
What's happening?
Yes, no?
Seems our time is running short. Let me make this quick then. After Mortada died, my spirit was crushed. For a long time, I was hoping this reality was just some terrible nightmare. I hoped I would just wake up and be able to see his smiling face again. That is when I was approached by someone who wished to collaborate and find the Court of Desolation together. I did some investigation of my own and discovered they were part of a massive organization. People from every walk of life are involved. They are relentless in their search, pouring countless mora into secret research, even sacrificing lives, in hopes that the Court of Desolation would appear.
No wonder banning the research wasn't enough. A full-scale operation was already in motion.
I'm a flesh and blood human like anyone else, so I obviously hesitated and considered it. The thought of bringing my son back tugged at my heart, but in the end, I came to my senses. I knew that I could not let myself go down that path. I suddenly came to a realization amidst my suffering. The Court of Desolation, a place that once drove people to tragedy, was still doing so, even centuries later.
Still not sure what he's trying to achieve.
As long as this place exists, people will recklessly seek it out, just as Mortada did. Generation after generation, regardless of the cost.
So he's trying to destroy it?
Let it be buried beneath the sand forever. Once the Court of Desolation is gone, there will no longer be anyone obsessed with seeking it out.
You're going to destroy it? So that's why we saw the damage on the walls.
That's right. I acted as if I had abandoned my convictions just so that they would cooperate without raising any suspicion. This was the only way I could find and destroy this place. But that wasn't enough. I needed someone I could trust to bring the organization to justice. The Academia forbids the research of the Court of Desolation, so they would never approve my plan in the first place. To add to the problem, the organization is so powerful that they even have members working within the Academia. If I wished to destroy the organization, I couldn't just count on the Academia alone.
So, you pretended to be the one behind all this, as a test for me.
Yes. I'm sorry, but now I am assured. You haven't changed at all. You are still as you always were, fearless, and making no compromise. Anyway, this place is collapsing. You must leave now.
And why is he not leaving?
Wait! Aren't you leaving too? There are still loads of bad guys to catch outside!
His fate is already sealed. There is no life left inside him. He is like a candle with no more wick to burn.
To open a Court of Desolation, one must sacrifice their life. So that's what he's doing.
You planned it all from the very beginning, didn't you? Risking being treated as a traitor to collaborate with them. Sacrificing your own life to open and destroy the Court of Desolation.
I mean, it's probably the best thing that he could do, but it's also... Well... it's a suicide mission, basically. Or a kamikaze mission. Don't know how to feel about that.
Regardless, I made a grave mistake by allowing the smuggling and the research of this place. let this be the final judgment on myself. I was always so busy with work that I never made time to fulfill Mortada's wishes. Finding this place was his biggest wish. Since I'll be reuniting with him here, I can only hope he won't have anything more to hold against me. I'll leave all those people on the list to you. Sorry for all the trouble I've caused.
There's nothing to be sorry for. We are partners. If you see Mortada, send him my greetings. Goodbye, old friend.
That's rough. Well, he's just sitting down there.
Dad, why are they so strict with me? I'm always the only one who gets in trouble.
Just leave me alone! Don't worry, I won't damage your precious reputation.
Alright, Dad. Let's start over. By the way, I finally found an area of research I wish to pursue. Why can't you show even a little leniency? Why?
Because we are Matra.
Oh. One wrong decision can lead you to a life with agonizing regret. Yeah, but it was also not 100% his fault, right?
Court of Desolation has
disappeared?
Just as Taj said, that place had caused too many disasters and tragedies. Being buried in quicksand is its rightful end.
What about the organization?
To them, as long as there's more to be made, they will disregard the Academia's rules, whether it's the Court of Desolation or anything else. Their only goal is to make massive profits off of dangerous research. Taj may have set them back with the Court of Desolation, but it won't be long before they continue searching for another target. That's an opportunity that I will not let them have.
We'll help too.
Thank you, but you've already done enough. Just leave the rest to me. I will bring them to justice myself. Besides, I promised you that I would sweep away any potential danger.
You did, yeah.
So, that's what I'm going to do. Wait for me at Caravan Rebob 4 days from now.
He was a lot like Inaya's parent. That's true, actually, yeah. Well, a bit different, but like it's like the path split a bit differently. For Inaya, Inaya just disappeared, and for him, he made his son basically disappear by locking him up. Which is like a bit of a different path, but in the end it led to it, or it originated from the same problem, I guess.
We meet again. Thank you so much for all your help.
I was expecting Cyno, to be honest.
Nabil, what are you doing here?
Convicts from the desert are being escorted through Caravan Ribat, so I'm here to keep an eye on things. And this should be the last group of them, so I'll be heading back to the Academia once they're cleared.
What happened these last few days? I just kind of skipped through them.
The last few days have been quite the ride, but fortunately, I can say with confidence that this case is finally coming to an end. At first, the mercenary groups on the list were putting up quite a fight. They made several desperate attempts to cover up the truth. However, word is that someone crossed the desert and took out their main camp overnight.
Yep, that must be Cyno.
After that, people on the list started to put pressure on the higher-ups within the Academia. Everyone was on edge, and the case came to a standstill.
And? Then what happened?
Well, then we received word that Taj Rudkani had sacrificed himself on the case. The news really stirred up the members of our ranks. The Matra then moved together against the enemy. We cleared out the traitors from within the academia and arrested all the researchers on the list.
I wonder what happens to a traitor in the academia. I don't think they're gonna fare all that well.
Some of them managed to get out of the academia, but still failed to escape. The scattered criminals were captured all across Sumeru by the mysterious person who had defeated the mercenary groups. I even heard that someone was about to escape to Fontaine, but was still apprehended just at the border. Having more than 300 prisoners apprehended for interrogation has definitely shaken things up recently.
Sumeru shares a border with Fontaine. I mean, guess it makes sense. But still, good to know.
So that's the end of it. Catching everyone on the list means no more smuggling canned knowledge and no more victims. It was a lot of work, but Paimon thinks we accomplished something big.
That's right. Thanks again for your assistance. As for the mysterious person who hit the mercenary camp, that must be Cyno, right?
Yeah, pretty sure.
He's the only one I can think of who could accomplish such a feat. Speaking of which, have you been in touch with Cyno these days? I think I just saw him when I was on watch nearby. He was walking with someone I didn't recognize, and then before I knew it, they were nowhere to be seen. If you...
Sure thing, Nabil.
Music is so loud I can nearly not hear them.
Don't worry about me. If anything happens, you can find me at the Academia anytime.
Farewell. You know, earlier the orchestra just didn't want to play, and now they're overdoing it a bit.
Trying to single-handedly bring 300 people to justice must feel pretty exhilarating. But I can assure you this is certainly not the best solution.
I'm aware. However, I learned something unexpected during interrogation. Apparently, someone had enticed Murtada Radkani into becoming interested in researching the Court of Desolation. Murtada had lived in his father's shadow all his life. Naturally, he wanted to conduct research that would seem groundbreaking and significant.
Maybe he wears that hat because he looks more similar to Tainari. Maybe that's the reason.
After Murtada died, the organization tried to use Taj's shame regarding his son to add him to their ranks.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of fan art about them.
Toying with others' minds, treating lives like dirt, and doing anything for their own interests. This makes me angry.
Fine, I understand. This is a type of trap I've been working on which uses plants. Here, take some just in case you need them next time. If thrown into the mud, the trap will grow rapidly and disperse a pollen that has a paralyzing effect. I don't have much use for the traps these days, but maybe you will and can help me collect more testing data.
That sounds horrifying.
Cyno! Tainari! Oh, so Tainari must be who Nabil saw earlier. Are you also here to see Cyno?
That's right. Cyno asked me to collect some medicinal herbs to treat a girl named Simin.
Oh, okay.
I also dropped by just to check for any injuries. He seems to be fine physically, but he looks a little more lonely than I remember.
I mean, I did not expect Cyno to forget about the promise he made, but still good to see that he called Tainari.
And Cyno, relax. You don't always have to look so serious, you know? Why don't you play more Genius Invocation TCG? Kale has always been a little wary of you, and your stern expression certainly isn't helping.
How is Kale these days?
She's grown a bit taller, but her grades could use some improvement. She still made many mistakes on her last test, even after I had marked all the important content in the book for her.
Ah, Kale.
Her condition seems to be improving lately, so I plan on having her go outside more. It just so happens that I have something she can help me with.
Huh? You mean Kale is leaving Avidia Forest? What happened?
I've asked her to host some ad hoc lectures to teach the dangers of canned knowledge, as well as how to use it safely.
Okay, like, if Tainari says that, then I'm fine in believing that canned knowledge actually has side effects. So I'm okay with that. Now it makes sense. I appreciate you for saying that. The first person that I believed regarding that was Dori, and you're the last one. That's perfect. But yeah, it's also good that Collar is doing better.
Although we've apprehended all the criminals behind the recent smuggling case, there are many people who are still curious and seek after canned knowledge. So I decided to ask her to work on increasing knowledge and awareness on the topic. Please be sure to keep an eye on her.
I will.
If anything else happens, the three of you can find me in the Avidya forest. Take care.
Take care. I mean, Cyno was never really a man of big words, right? Or long sentences or a lot of talk, but he seems a bit down, which is understandable.
I've already caught those who were preparing to attack you in secret. Even if some criminals did slip through our fingers, they wouldn't know that you were involved in the case. So you can relax.
Okay.
But what about you, Cyno?
It's still not time for me to rest yet. Those who died have fulfilled their wishes, but those who are alive must continue pressing forward. I've been thinking about what Taj said in the Court of Desolation these last few days. His words were not empty. People do change, and no belief can completely resist the erosion of time. I just hope my own change will come slowly, so that I can press on a little further.
Nah, you got a solid character, come on, that won't happen.
That way, those who see me as their superior, and those who are following in my footsteps, will learn courage from my example.
But I can absolutely understand that he would be concerned about that happening now. That's kinda the problem that Zhongli faced, right? Being afraid that his erosion makes him ineligible for the job, basically. But I can understand where he's coming from, yeah.
Just as I gained courage from my own superiors. And my partner.
I hope you will make it, Cyno, and I'm sure you will.
I'll be fine. I'm also enjoying my chat with you right now, you know?
You don't sound like it, but I appreciate it.
There are many things I feel better about once I start to talk about them. Many people want to go to the desert to offer condolences for Taj. But I didn't share details with anyone. I'd prefer to avoid revealing the location of the Court of Desolation.
Yeah. That's a better idea.
One day, I'll gather some flowers that grow in arid desert conditions. And then, I was hoping you'd join me in planting them on the remains of the Court of Desolation.
Yeah, for sure. Just, I don't know, give us a call if there are phones here, but just tell me and I'll be there. Sense of Solitude. Quest name makes a lot more sense now.
A merchant approached me and requested that I cover the cost of a desert travel kit.
Shit.
1,250,000 mora.
Yeah. What about that? I have no idea what you're talking about, Cyno.
I didn't remember owing anyone mora, especially not that kind of amount.
Really?
So
that
I
must have
arrested the
slipped right
merchant
past you.
on charges of provocation and disturbing the peace.
You did what? No.
Do you know anything about this?
Oh, Dori. Ah, that was a slip up on Dori's part. That was not my plan. That was Dori's plan.
Nope. Paimon has no idea what that could be.
Nope, no idea. Never heard about it. Don't know Dori. Never said Dori. I don't know that person. Oh well, that didn't work out as she intended, huh? Oh god, but that was funny. Okay, but yeah, I guess justice served.